Okay, so today we're testing to vlog using the iPhone 14 Pro, the brand new iPhone 14 Pro, and the GoPro Hero 10. And let's just see which one looks better, which sounds better. And also, let's look at some reasons why you might want to prefer the other one over the other one, if that makes sense. Alright, so first of all, I'm just doing a little walking test just to see which one holds up better when it comes to image stabilization. I can already tell that the GoPro is winning. Now the GoPro is set to high on stabilization, but not boost, because boost is more for running, and so it crops in a bit too more. And I'm shooting in 4K wide on the GoPro Hero 10, and I'm shooting with the selfie camera on the iPhone 14. 4K 30 FPS. Now, some of you might be thinking, but why 4K? You recommended 1080p a couple of months ago. Well, I still do, but I just wanted to let you guys see, the difference in image quality. And so here you go, 4K glory. Enjoy it. So the thing is that I really think that if you want to vlog, if you want to be mobile, then a smartphone or a GoPro is really the way to go. And there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, they're very, very tiny and compact. You can fit it in your pocket, and you don't really need a selfie stick. I mean, this is wide enough, even though I would give the advantage to the GoPro Hero because, well, clearly, as you can see, there's a lot more width. Is that how you say it? But vlogging on a GoPro or an iPhone is the ultimate way to do it. So I personally think that this is the best way to do it. All right, let's talk about a couple of advantages on the iPhone versus the GoPro. So on the iPhone, you get better colors, you get better low light performance, even on the selfie camera, and you have a bigger screen, right? Like you can better see yourself. And another good thing to mention here is the battery life. The iPhone would win hands down. If you're vlogging the entire day, an iPhone would definitely beat the GoPro. Even if you have the GoPro Enduro battery, the iPhone would still win. Now, let's listen to the audio quality. I think they both sound pretty good if you don't have too much wind or noise elsewhere, but I think that the iPhone 14 Pro probably has a big advantage here, but you let me know, put it in the comment section below which you think sounds the best. Okay, and now I'm just doing a little fun test. I'm recording this in 1080p. It's upscaled, obviously, and just to see which one actually does the best 1080p. I'm just gonna guess that it's the iPhone again. And I've said before, I still recommend that you shoot in 1080p. It's more efficient, it's more practical, and most viewers, they don't really care about that type of detail. Like nobody really wants to see your pimples and wrinkles and stuff like that. So 1080p is practical for so many reasons. And it's all about storage. It's all about the efficiency when you edit, when you upload. 1080p is the way to go. Okay, now just for the hell of it, on the GoPro, I'm shooting in 5.3K, 30 FPS, wide angle, and obviously it's downscaled to 4K, which this video was uploaded in. And on the iPhone, you don't have that option. 4K is the highest that you can go, but you can record in ProRes, which gives you more editing options, so to speak. So that's a good plus on the iPhone 14 Pro. But yeah, let me know if you think that the image quality is superior on the GoPro. I highly doubt that, but you be the judge of that. You tell me what you think is the better one. Now, the GoPro does have some advantages, however. One of those is that you have that front-facing screen on the GoPro, and you can always shoot in the highest resolution and quality. Some people over there. I don't like to vlog when there are people around. I'm just gonna walk this way. You have the front-facing screen next to the one and only lens, but it is also the better one. And on the iPhone, you never really vlog with the best lens. You really can only use the front-facing camera, which is a tad worse than the one on the back. And that's a bit of a shame. I wish it was the identical camera on the front, but that would not be possible for a lot of reasons. Now, if we're talking about, waterproofing both of these devices, I suppose with the GoPro, you can basically vlog and swim at the same time. Technically, I suppose you could do it with the iPhone, but I would not recommend putting your iPhone underwater. I just think it's a bad idea. And on the GoPro, it's a bit more forgiving, especially if you have a water case on. But let's say it would be raining today. I think both would handle it pretty well. But let's not forget that the GoPro does have the super view, and this is like a really wide lens which lets you show everything behind you. And maybe even in the front, let's say you have a channel about testing out cars and you want to show everything that's in front of you. Okay, this is not a car, but you get the idea. So that obviously would make this a more interesting option. And also considering the fact that you get more stable shots from the GoPro. Yeah, so if you're gonna vlog about cars, a GoPro is probably the way to go. But, of course, you do have the extra wide angle on the iPhone 14 Pro. So you could get pretty wide shots from your iPhone. Let's not forget that. It's just not as wide. Now, one cool thing that you have on the iPhone that you pretty much just don't have on the GoPro is the cinematic mode. You can see that the background is a bit blurry and it's software induced, but the effect is quite selling and it makes for a more cinematic video, I suppose. Is it necessary? Probably not, but it's fun. Unfortunately, we do also need to discuss the price. So the iPhone 14 Pro is quite expensive. It's $1,000. Our GoPro, depending on which model you pick, which you pick the 11 or the 10 or the 9. 9 is a good option too. It's going to cost you about $300, $400. So there is that aspect to consider as well. Pricing. What can you afford? So obviously it really depends on what you're going to use your vlogging device for. And one advantage that the iPhone has over the GoPro is that it's got a telelens, a super wide angle, which is essentially what the GoPro has. But it really doesn't have the 1x, the 2x, and the 3x as the iPhone 14 Pro has, which is kind of interesting. Like, let's say, it really depends on what you're filming, but let's say you're out on the town and you're recording something and you want to show something that's from a distance. You got your 3x over there, and yeah, it's more practical for those reasons, right? And on the GoPro you really can't do that. It's really more if you want to vlog filming yourself all the time. Yeah, so as I was saying, with an iPhone, if you want to show something, you can just zoom in on it. Now I was going to give an example, like zoom in on a couple of ducks, but unfortunately we made an appointment today at 10 o'clock to meet up so I can take pictures, and the didn't show update. They stiffed me on this one. Typical. Can't trust a duck. Just can't do it. However, I should also mention that if it's important for you to see yourself when you're vlogging and you want to get the iPhone, you could also invest in a smartwatch, like an Apple Watch. Then you can use it as a viewfinder. Now, unfortunately, I don't use the Apple Watch. It's just not for me. But if you can consider using a smartwatch, then Apple Watch is a good way to always be sure that you're in frame when you're vlogging. Now, this might be a tiny detail, but the thing is that you can't just place your iPhone on a flat surface like you can with the GoPro. Like, you can just put it like so and be able to record yourself. Can't really do that with the iPhone. Something to keep in mind. Now, technically, the GoPro is smaller than the iPhone. But the thing that I keep reminding myself is that the iPhone is something that you have in your pocket at all times. And not only that, with the iPhone, you can upload your clips to YouTube or social media whenever you want to. You can't really do that with the GoPro. I mean, with a GoPro, in order to upload it, you will need another device. With an iPhone, you don't even need a computer. Like, you can just upload your clips straight away from the YouTube app, and it's done. You can even edit your clips on the iPhone. So even though it's more expensive, you can do a lot more things with your iPhone. Now, The GoPro is very durable. If that's important for you, if you're gonna vlog in some harsh environments, like let's say you wanna swim if it's raining or it's stormy or it's snowing or it's really cold, then a GoPro will last you longer. But there's something on to talk about. The downside of getting a GoPro for vlogging. Now this is something that bothers a lot of people. It doesn't bother me, but the truth is that with the GoPro, it does occasionally turn itself off unexplicitly. Like, it's kind of weird. It's kind of a bug. There is overheating and sometimes it just stops recording for no reason at all. It's not very reliable. And when it comes to the iPhone, that's pretty much never gonna happen. If you hit that record button, it's gonna keep on recording until the battery dies or until you click on the stop button. I mean, it's not a button, but it's a virtual button. You know what I mean. Now, one thing about the iPhone, if you're gonna vlog on it, make sure that you get just enough storage at first, because you can't upgrade it. Whereas the GoPro, you can just put in a new micro SD. You can have several with you, but you can just get a really big one. It won't really cost you that much. But on the iPhone, it's a different story, unfortunately. Now, I have 256 gigabytes, and I do have a habit of pretty much every day I transfer all of my video files and photos from my smartphone. So I always have a lot of room on my smartphone. But if you're someone who's gonna film like a lot, maybe you're taking a trip or something, you will need a lot of storage. I would recommend at least 256 gigs, but 128 is good enough too. Just something to keep in mind if you're gonna vlog with an iPhone. Okay, so now at this point it might sound like I'm just bashing on the GoPro, but it's just not true. I mean, there's something very immersive about the GoPro fisheye look. Like, you can fit so much into the image, like you can really give a very nice type of shot that's more relatable to the viewer. And, you know, I basically say don't knock the GoPro. Okay, so I finally only have one more thing to mention about, you know, iPhone 14 versus GoPro Hero 10 when it comes to vlogging, and that is low light performance. So if you're someone who's gonna vlog indoors a lot, then essentially just forget about the GoPro. I mean, you would have to get studio lights to light up that room that you're gonna record in. And with the iPhone, it's actually quite a big sensor, especially on the back. And so for that reason alone, if you're gonna vlog mostly indoors, just get the iPhone. Okay, that's all I had for today. Hope you enjoyed this little video of pros and cons when you're vlogging with either an iPhone or a GoPro. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care.